r/AskReddit. Police officers, what's the dumbest thing you've ever seen a criminal do or say? These are my pants, but those are not my pockets. Can't make this shut up. Friend's daughter and daughter's boyfriend get busted with a kilo of weed. Friend's daughter says, "Oh, we weren't going to smoke it. We were going to sell it." DUI trial. Defendant chooses to represent herself. She tries to introduce evidence during the trial, but is quickly blocked by the prosecution. The judge, maybe taking pity on the flaming train wreck that was this woman's defense, asks to see the evidence. It was a receipt from the bar she left before I stopped her that showed that she purchased 2 large margaritas. Her whole defense was, "I couldn't have been drunk after only 2 margaritas." She was found guilty. My initial reason for stopping her was that she drove down an embankment on the side of the road to get to McDonald's drive-thru. Retired cop here. Boy do I have stories. One dumbest move a guy did was he steals some poor girl's car. It was her first car. She worked full-time, was a sweet little thing, and we felt so bad. She was crushed. Also in the car for some reason was her cell phone. So a colleague who has the gift of talking shut really well calls the number. Dude answers. It goes a little something like this. Cop, Methodika, you stole my girlfriend's car. Bad guy, bitch, I will duck you up then duck your bitch. Cop, bring it Methodika. No cops, no friends. Me and you, I'm at the Chevron on Main Street and 5th. Pussy, I'm calling your bitch ass out. Bad guy, bitch, I'm on my way. Click. Me, no ducking way, he's coming. Dude rounded the corner and pulls into the gas station. We hid our cars behind it, and then when he parked we boxed him in. He had a gun too. Ducking idiot. On probation. Had a loaded gun. Came to us. Edit a new story by popular demand. A few questions. Yes, he showed up in the stolen car with a friggin' shaved key in the ignition he used to steal it. Because people liked it so much, I talked to the original cop who has the gift of talking shit. He said a few months later in court the guy claimed the gun was not his, as we found it under the driver's seat. He said it must be hers. So ducked up. But the jury didn't buy it. We saw him shoving something from his waist under his seat when he saw us. Also yes, the look on his face was classic. It went from "I'm gonna kill this dude" to the look a prey animal gets when it knows it's ducked. He was killed a few years later in a chase in another stolen car. Was ejected. DOA. New story. Okay, I will give you all another. This one was kinda circumstance that involved me lol. So working one busy Saturday night. There was a huge brawl with about 20 bros in front of a club. Yeah, no, affliction shirts, tap out shirts and Monster Energy hats with flat bills galore lol. So we get there and start grabbing dudes, searching real quick, then stuffing them in the nearest car, then jumping back into the fray because we were fighting with them too. So it all dies down and immediately we get a call. I forget what it was, but we got to go, lights and sirens to it. I run to my car, nobody in it. Sweet, I get to go. So I jump in my car and I'm hauling ass, lights and siren to this new call for a few mins. Apexing turns, it's 2 AM and foggy, not really anyone on the roads. Remember that 2 AM and foggy. So I'm rolling down this street in the fog with my lights and siren. And I see an object with a hoodie on its head slowly slide up behind me in my rear view. The jail's that way. Where you taking me? I was going fairly fast on a straightaway and I nearly fucking stacked it up into a pole when I was scared shitless. I jerked the wheel and a little pee came out, I do admit. I pulled over and had to pace a few mins outside the car to calm down. So the guy was stuffed into my car by some other officer, and because he was drunk he just laid down on the floorboard, put his hoodie on and passed out. I woke him up by yanking and banking and slamming him into the doors of the car lol. I took him back to the club and no officer claimed him. So I just took the dude home and we laughed about it the whole way. I told him I totally peed. I used to work in arraignments and a guy was entering his not guilty plea and confirming that he was true billed, that they have the right name on his charging instrument. After that the court asks if you can afford an attorney and asks some quick questions before giving you paperwork to request a court-appointed attorney. This guy was booked on unlawful use of a motor vehicle class C, basically stealing car stereos. The judge asks him if he's employed. He says no. The judge asks him what he does for money. Oh, I steal car stereos at rest stops and sell them. My brother is a Detroit cop, told me this one. They get a call from someone reporting their car was stolen. They show up and it turns out someone had already stolen the tires off the car, then a different group stole the actual car. They pushed it 2 blocks without tires and left perfect grooves in the street all the way to their garage. Their defense was, but we didn't steal the tires. Detroit, when we rob you, we really rob you. So I will confess my own. I have said a bunch of stupid things in my life, but one of them was a cop asking me, "Why do you think you can go that fast on this road?" And I said, "I always do." I was not really thinking. My boyfriend is a police officer. Last week he pulled over a drunk driver who ended up speeding off. Car chase back to his house and drunk guy tells him, "I got home, it's okay, you can go now." Drunk guy continues arguing and it's 3 AM, so his family wakes up and his son steps out to the front porch and yells, "Damn it dad, you freaking idiot, we told you to stop doing this." Not a cop but a corrections officer. 2 inmates got into a fight in a hallway. I was the closest to them and only saw the start of the fight out of the corner of my eye. In my report I wrote that I saw the 2 inmates fall to the ground with name on top of other inmate. Later, the hearing sergeant was reading the report to one of the inmates, so they could dispute any facts in the report they felt were untrue or biased. He asked the inmate if they wanted to dispute any facts in my report. The inmate said, "Yeah, we didn't fall to the ground. I grabbed the other inmate and slammed his ass on the floor." What would have been a simple fighting charge turned into an assault charge. "Sir, can I see your driver's license?" "I don't have one." "Then why were you driving?" "I wasn't, I was traveling." My grandpa was a cop. He told me a story about how when he was still in uniform filling up his squad car, someone tried to rob him with a knife. Needless to say, that didn't work out for him. Edit. Some people were a bit confused. My grandpa just pulled his gun and arrested the man. Sorry for the confusion. Apparently it went something like this. "Robber, give me your wallet." "Grandpa, what?" "Robber, give me your wallet." "Grandpa, are you sure you want to do that?" "Robber, yeah, now hand it over." "Grandpa, okay," pulls gun out, "you're under arrest." "Robber, shocked face." Arrested a guy for shooting heroin in the parents' room of a shopping center. Walked in while he had the needle in his arm. We stare at each other for a bit, then he comes out with, "I'm a diabetic." I cuff him, leave my partner to do the search while I read caution and writes, "Old mate is not diabetic and we know this because he's got 87 prior convictions for use, possession, trafficking drugs." I go through the usual "you do not have to say or do anything" spiel, then say, "Do you understand these rights?" He's totally cooked on heroin at this point and he just looks at me and goes, "You want to get dinner tonight?" It's not the worst response I've had to caution and rights though. Not a cop, but I used to read a lot of police reports at my old job. My favorite was a woman who refused to breathe a lizard by telling the cop, "I won't blow on that, but I'll blow on your duck." I like to imagine him going for it then when he comes shouting, "Beep boop 0.24. You're under arrest." I stopped someone who was in the area of a load of theft from motor vehicles. After a bit of questioning I carried out a search and found numerous wallets, phones, etc. He claimed that all of the cards were his, all 13 different identities. To be fair, he stuck to his story. He carried it all the way to court going not guilty. Okay then. Mr. Jones, you are under arrest for 12 counts of theft. Mr. Fletcher, you are also under arrest for 12 counts of theft. Mrs. Rodriguez, you are under arrest for 12 counts of theft. Motor vehicle stop. License and registration please. Proceeds to lean over to the passenger seat, scoop up a handful of lomine and tries to put it in the officer's hand. He was locked up for a UI 4th offense. To this day I still wonder if he thought he was passing his correct paperwork or if the Chinese food was some sort of peace offering. What is an OUI? It means yes in French. My ex to the cop who pulled him and his friends over, "I'm so ducking high right now," responded to an apartment complex for a kid eating a corn dog and was stuck on the roof. The FD arrives and gets the kid off the roof. I asked the kids why he was eating a corn dog on the roof. His answer was, "Because I threw it up there." His look of duh left me speechless. Dispatcher. Had a guy call in and tell us that he's currently violating the protective order by being with his ex who is pregnant by him. Wants us to call the judge and get it dismissed so they can go inside the restaurant and eat. Officer is standing next to my partner who answered the call and asks the guys where he is so we can send the judge to him. Guy hangs up. All the people from To Catch a Predator. NBC has online transcripts, and they still come up with the stupidest excuses. Chris Hansen. So, what else could you mean by asking the girl if she was a virgin and then telling her you wanted to penetrate her anally? Predator. I'm just here to watch football man, she told me she was 18. Hansen. In the transcripts you clearly say she's 13. You could get in trouble for this and ask her not to tell anyone.